In the history of art, there are works that, at the moment of their appearance, shattered public calm. Such an explosion was Portrait of Madame X by the young American painter John Singer Sargent. Today the painting is considered a model of elegance and daring, but in 1884 it provoked one of the loudest scandals in Parisian society, nearly ruining the lives of both the artist and his model. But why did a single painting spark such outrage? What was it in the appearance of this graceful woman that drove Parisians into a frenzy of indignation? Behind the refined and anonymous title Madame X stood a real woman, Virginie Amélie Avegno-Gautreau. Born in New Orleans and relocated to Paris after the American Civil War, she conquered Parisian high society with her striking, almost sculptural beauty and eccentric style. Her beauty was not natural but carefully engineered. She powdered her skin with lavender powder to achieve a porcelain pallor, accentuated her features with bold lipstick, and dyed her hair a fiery red with henna. She became an icon of fashion and the subject of constant fascination. A fortunate marriage allowed her to rise swiftly through society, living a dazzling life full of idle pleasures and whispered romantic intrigues. Sargent first saw Virginie Gautreau in 1881 at a social gathering. And although Virginie fully understood the effect of her charm, she had no intention of commissioning a portrait. Sargent, on the contrary, practically begged for the chance to paint her. For 2 years, he pleaded through friends for her consent. She had already refused several prominent artists, yet eventually she accepted Sargent's request. Perhaps their shared status as American expatriates in Paris played a role. Work on the portrait began in 1883. According to Sargent, it was an agonizing process. Virginie was restless, unwilling to pose for long hours, and capable of cancelling a session without warning. Sargent struggled immensely. He produced dozens of sketches in search of the perfect pose, one that would capture her confidence, her boldness, and the notorious aura surrounding her. The sittings dragged on for months, exhausting both artist and model. Sargent wanted more than likeness. He wanted the very essence of Virginie. Her commanding presence, her scandalous reputation, her undeniable charisma. The final portrait showed Madame Gautreau in a full-length view. She stands in a black velvet gown with exposed shoulders and neck, her profile sharp and regal, her skin glowing against the dark background. The pose is relaxed yet self-assured. One hand rests on a small table, the other delicately holds an open fan. But, as always, the devil is in the details. Originally, one thin strap of her dress was painted slipping off her shoulder. That subtle hint of intimacy became the catalyst for a monumental scandal. The annual Paris Salon was the most important artistic event of the year, a place where reputations were made or destroyed overnight. Sargent, already known in artistic circles, submitted his new masterpiece under the title Portrait of Madame X, hoping to secure a triumphant success. But the reaction was beyond anything he could have anticipated. Laughter, outrage, whispered gossip. The painting was met not with admiration, but mockery. Critics and spectators called it vulgar and immoral. The fallen strap was not seen as an artistic device, but as a blatant suggestion of sensuality and impropriety. For a society obsessed with etiquette, such a detail was unthinkable. To many, it seemed that Gautreau herself was confirming every rumor about her flirtations and scandalous behavior. Unprecedented indecency, one newspaper wrote. Others mocked a body the color of a corpse, and snidely remarked that Madame Gautreau must paint herself not to look alive, but to look dressed. What truly shocked the public was the undermining of social norms. This was not a mythological Venus or an allegorical figure. It was a modern, wealthy, married woman, portrayed with an unmistakable air of sensual confidence. The reddened ear against her pale skin suggested makeup, which respectable ladies were expected not to use. Cosmetics were associated with lower-class women and deemed in poor taste. Even before the salon, Virginie had been the subject of rumors. Many believed Sargent's portrait exposed all of her alleged indiscretions to the public eye. Virginie's mother, attending the opening, demanded that Sargent withdraw the painting, but he refused. She appealed to the salon's administration, which also declined to remove it. For Sargent, the ambitious young painter, the scandal was disastrous. Commissions dried up, and fearing for his career, he soon left Paris for London. Humiliated, he first renamed the painting to the anonymous Madame X to shield his model, and later repainted the strap back onto her shoulder, a revision still visible today. He stored the painting away for years, calling it in a letter, "the best thing I have ever done," which unfortunately means little. The portrait reappeared only in 1905 in New York. American audiences reacted far more favorably, and Sargent gradually returned to portraiture. Today, the work is considered his most famous painting. Years later, as a celebrated master in England and the United States, Sargent sold Portrait of Madame X to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in 1916. In a letter to the museum's director, he wrote with evident relief, "I consider it the best thing I have done, and you may imagine my pleasure that it should be yours." A second, unfinished version of the portrait with the original fallen strap now resides in Tate Britain. With time, the scandal faded, and the painting emerged as what it truly was: bold, innovative, and technically flawless. Though Gautreau's reputation suffered, she did not die of shame, as her mother had predicted. She withdrew from society for several years, but later returned. She posed for artists twice more. In 1891 for Gustave Courtois, in a far more revealing gown, without causing any scandal, and in 1897 for Antonio de la Gandara, whose portrait she considered the finest depiction of her ever made. The story of Madame X reminds us that a single work of art can not only reflect its era, but also transform it, shaping and reshaping destinies. The scandal is long gone, the outrage forgotten. The painting that once inspired ridicule is now hailed as a masterpiece of world art, an embodiment of beauty, audacity, and the genius of John Singer Sargent. If once the public saw only provocation, today we see mastery. If a century ago they laughed, now they admire. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are countless more stories ahead, stories that changed art forever and still spark debate and wonder. Stay with us. The best is yet to come.